to answer. So what is, we will take here manganese oxide turns into manganese chloride. Do you understand now? So manganese chloride. So means in the sense of what is happening? Removal of oxygen. So removal of oxygen. What we used to call that? Reduction. Try to answer everybody. Next. Don't think about water. Why? Because hydrochloric acid is turns into chlorine. So now what is happening here? Water is not happening. Hydrogen is removed. Just check it. Hydrogen is removed. So what is it? What is happening? Removal of hydrogen. So what is to call, guys?
Oxidation.
Hydrogen. So what is to call?
Oxidation.
You understanding? So here we are getting water as a byproduct. Nothing is happening. So that is what you have to remember. So removal of hydrogen, oxidation we can say. Now, so here 4 things you can write. Substance getting oxidized. Who is that? Substance getting oxidized. Substance oxidized. Substance oxidized. Substance oxidized. Hydrochloric acid. Why, guys?
Hydrochloric acid.
Why?
Sir, removal of hydrogen.
Very good. Removal of hydrogen also we can call it as oxidation only. Next, substance reduced. Substance reduced.
Manganese dioxide.
Sir, manganese dioxide.
Reduced is called as manganese dioxide. Next, oxidizing agent.
Sir,
Manganese dioxide.
Oxidizing agent, please. Oxidizing agent is manganese dioxide. Reducing agent.
Hydrochloric acid.
Hydrochloric acid. Clear? Everybody? Shakti, Shahrukh, have understand?
Sir.
Yeah, please. Kevin?
Sir, how substance oxidase will be hydrochloric acid?
Because it is removal of hydrogen. So what do you mean by oxidation definition? Go back and see the oxidation definition. What is the definition of oxygen? Either addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. So now removal of hydrogen, here addition of oxygen is not taking place, but removal of hydrogen is taking place. Yes or no? Just check it. So removal of hydrogen is taking place. Hydrochloric acid is turns into chlorine. So hydrogen is removed. So that is why it is called as substance oxidized. Understand, Kevin Prakash?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that is what.
Yes,
that is what we used to call it as. Okay. So now next, can I say next example? Everybody, are you ready?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Right. Next example. Even only example, first example we can say, this is copper plus oxygen. If we'll burn, we used to get copper oxide, which is in solid state. So now this is the example of what? Anybody? This is the example of what? Reddish brown.
Oxidation.
Yeah, reddish brown turns into a black color. Copper 2 oxide, cupric oxide, understand? Copper oxide, all the same only. So now you can notice it. Copper is going to gain gain of electrons. So gain of oxygen. So what we used to call, guys, this one?
Oxidation.
Oxidation. Clear, everybody? So that is also you have to remember. Now, this is just for a simple example I'm saying, oxidation reaction. Now, let us take next example of redox reaction, that is hydrogen disulfide. Hydrogen sulfide, tell me. Dihydrogen sulfide, H2S. What is that called as? H2S.
H2S.
Reacting with oxygen gas. So now what is the products will come? Anybody? Reacting with oxygen gas. Anybody products?
Sulfur plus water.
Sulfur plus H2O.
Plus water will come. Sulfur plus water. So that is what the reaction. Is it yes, right or wrong? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Now, please tell me, what is oxidation? What is reduction? What is oxidizing agent? What is reducing agent? First start with the hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide. hydrogen sulfide turns into what? Hydrogen sulfide turns into sulfur. Yes or no?
Sulfur.
Yeah, very good. Hydrogen sulfide turns into sulfur. So that what we used to call, guys? Anybody?
Sir, hydrogen sulfide loses
Oxidation, sir.
hydrogen
Removal
Yeah.
of hydrogen.
Removal of oxygen. Very good. Removal of hydrogen. So removal of hydrogen. Then what we used to call it?
hydrogen
Oxidation.
oxidation.
Oxidation. Very good. Oxidation. Same way. Next. Oxygen is going to turns into water. Then what is happening here?
Reduction.
Addition of hydrogen.
Addition of
Understand?
hydrogen.
Addition of hydrogen. So that what we used to call this one?
Reduction.
Reduction.
Can you understand, everybody? Clear?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
who is the oxidizing agent here? Oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent.
O2.
Hydrogen sulfide.
Oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent is O2. Supplier of oxygen, ra. Reducing agent. Yeah. Reducing agent. Reducing agent. Who is supplying hydrogen?
Hydrogen sulfide.
Hydrogen sulfide. That's all. Clear,
Hydrogen
everybody?
sulfide.
That is substance oxidized, H2S. Substance reduced oxygen. Understand? That is you have to remember. Clear, everybody? Yes or no? That is
Yes.
next reaction. Let us see. Try to answer, then surely people can improve. That is, I am assuring you definitely. If you try to answer 1 or 2 times mistake, also no problem. I'll teach you more example. So every example you can answer. So this is all based upon the donating hydrogen or receiving oxygen, or donating oxygen or receiving hydrogen. That is what. So now next electrons will come. Now next example, hydrogen disulfide, the dihydrogen sulfide, again the same thing, will react with the sulfur dioxide gas. Now what is the products will come? Anybody? What is the products will come? Sulfur dioxide gas. Again, what we should get? We are going to get H2O.
Water.
Sulfur.
Sulfur.
That is what we are going to get. Now you tell me. What is happening? Now H2S is turns into S. So now what is called as?
Sir, oxidation loses hydrogen.
Removal of hydrogen.
Removal of oxygen. Sorry, removal of hydrogen. What we used to call?
Oxidation.
Very good. Very good. Next. Sulfur dioxide will turns into water. What is that called as?
Water.
Reduction.
Reduction.
Sulfur dioxide. No, it is not sulfur dioxide. Here also see, there is no water product here, because that is what you will be getting confusion. Have you noticed it? Here water is okay, byproducts is forming. See, hydrogen disulfide, removal of hydrogen, it is turns into what? Sulfur. Yes or no? So that is why we are saying removal of hydrogen is called as oxidation. Now, sulfur dioxide is not going to get hydrogen here. Have you noticed it? It is again
Yes,
going
sir.
to lose what? Again it is going to lose what? Oxygen.
Oxygen.
So that is why this arrow also won't come here. That is why this equation, we have to be very careful. So sulfur dioxide again going to lose oxygen only. So oxygen is going to lose. Then removal of oxygen. What we used to get? Removal of oxygen. What we used to call? Removal of oxygen. We used to call it as reduction. Now, so why I am teaching this example? Remember, same, even though single product is forming, both oxidation and reduction reactions can take place. But here, water is the byproduct. So why here water is the byproduct means, here water is not forming by either reduction or oxidation. Why? Byproduct is forming the water here. What is the difference between this reaction and before reaction? Anybody can tell me? Before reaction, oxygen is present. Oxygen is going to gain hydrogen. That is why we used to call that as what? Reduction. Do you understand, everybody? But here we are not taking oxygen. What we are taking? Sulfur dioxide we are taking. So sulfur dioxide is not going to gain hydrogen. What is happening? Hydrogen disulfide is going to, hydrogen sulfide is going to remove the hydrogen. That is why it is called as oxidation. And sulfur dioxide is going to lose the oxygen, removal of oxygen. So both will turn into sulfur only. So that is why both oxidation and reduction reaction, both we can represent to which arrow? Only sulfur. So oxidation and reduction will take place here only. So byproduct is water. So that is what you have to remember it. So now here, who is the oxidizing agent? Anybody? Oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent.
Sulfur oxide.
Sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide. Reducing agent. Reducing agent.
H2S.
Dihydrogen sulfide, or we can say hydrogen sulfide. That is sulfide. Okay, that is what you have to remember. Next example. Iron oxide, Fe2O3, iron oxide, or we can say ferric oxide. Ferric oxide, remember, reacting with aluminium. So as I told you, all the displacement reactions are redox reactions. Do you remember oxidation reactions? Before, when I'm teaching, I taught you. All the displacement reactions are redox reactions. Yes or no? Yes, please respond. That is what. Now you can understand. That is why I am giving this example. All the displacement reactions are redox reactions. Now you can understand. So what is the products will come? You tell me who is more reactive, aluminium or iron? Aluminium or iron? Aluminium. So product will form or not? Product will form or not? What is the product will form? Aluminium oxide.
Aluminium oxide plus
Iron will come. So we'll balancing 2Fe will come, 2Ai will come. That is what it is. Now tell me, iron oxide or ferric oxide is going to turn into iron. So what is happening?
losing of oxygen.
Removal of oxygen. Very good. Boys only answering. Removal of oxygen. What is supposed to called as? Removal of oxygen. Removal of oxygen. Sorry, removal of oxygen. We used to called as reduction. Alana, Achudurga, Bahadrani, no response at all from the girl side. Next, aluminium is going to gain the oxygen. You can see addition of oxygen.
Addition of
Oxidation.
So addition of
oxygen.
addition of oxygen, that is called as, what we used to call? Oxidation. Very good. Now, who is the oxidizing agent? Oxidizing agent. Ferric oxide. Fe2O3. Who is the reducing agent?
Aluminium.
Aluminium. That is very good. That is what you have to remember. Okay. Now I will write one example. All of you write it and solve it. You tell me what is that? H2S again. Gas will react with the chlorine gas. So now you'll get the product. What are the products will come? Tell me.
HCl plus
Two hydrogen
hydrochloric
chloride
acid
plus
HCl
sulfur.
plus
Anybody?
sulfur.
Products, please.
sulfur.
Cheshani.
Two
HCl
chloride plus sulfur.
That's
Shali.
hy-
No response at all. Cheshani, can you tell me the products? Yes, please. Tamil Selvan. Yeah, please. What is the product?
HCl plus sulfur.
HCl. What is the state HCl?
Chloride.
Monish, what is the state of HCl?
Gas.
Gaseous state.
Gaseous state.
So this is hydrochloric acid or hydrogen chloride?
Hydrogen chloride.
Hydrogen chloride. I told you already, when HCl is coming in product side, we have to take it as a gas. Is it yes or no? Then that is That is actually it is in gaseous state. They will liquefied into liquid state of hydrogen chloride. Then they will dissolve in water. Then only it is turns into what? Hydrogen chloride. Okay. Sulfur. Now you tell me, hydrogen sulfide is turns into sulfur. So what do we to call? Removal
Sir,
of
reduction.
hydrogen.
Removal of hydrogen reduction.
Removal of hydrogen.
Oxidation.
Removal of
Oxidation.
hydrogen. Removal of hydrogen is to called as Psi, not reduction. Oxidation. Next, chlorine is going to gain the hydrogen. Chlorine is going to gain the hydrogen. Addition of hydrogen.
Reduction.
Addition of hydrogen is to called as reduction. Now, who is the oxidizing agent? Oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent is understanding chlorine. Why oxidizing agent is chlorine? Either it needs to supply oxygen or need to remove the hydrogen. Understanding? And this is called as reducing agent. Sir, why I am calling as chlorine as an oxidizing agent? Can anybody having answer? Oxidizing agent means either it needs to supply the oxygen or need to help what? Need to help in removal of what, guys? Removal of hydrogen. That is why it is called as what is to call oxidizing agent. So please kindly remember, this is what it is. So these many examples I made. So now this is all based upon either addition of oxygen or removal of oxygen, or addition of hydrogen or removal of hydrogen. Then tomorrow's class will study the remaining definitions like addition of electrons, addition of removal of electrons, like donating electrons, understanding receiving electrons. Based upon that, we will study examples of oxidation and reduction reactions, and later what is the effect of reactions in everyday life, means redox reactions in everyday life. What is the importance of redox reactions in everyday life? So after that, this chapter is going to end. So maximum within 2 days, we'll wind up this chapter. So those who are incomplete, kindly finish it and get ready by Friday or Saturday, because I will check the classworks on Friday or Saturday. Then before that, you have to wind up this chapter. Everybody must complete it if you are anywhere, if you are incomplete. So kindly keep it in mind that it is going to be wind up by this within 2 or 3 days. So all the incomplete things you have to complete it by that. And if you have any doubt, kindly ask me. Okay. Thank you all of you. Thank you everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.